Hello, this is Joe Orlando, Executive Vice President at Heritage Sports. Babe Ruth had the kind of life, both on and off the field, that is hard to fathom. The Sultan of SWAT's accomplishments are so abundant that pinpointing what moments were his greatest becomes challenging. Was it his called shot in the 1932 World Series? Was it hitting 714 career home runs, despite spending much of his early career with Boston as a top-notch pitcher? Was it being the centerpiece of arguably the greatest world championship team of all time, as part of Murderers Row in 1927? Was it the fact that Ruth routinely out-homered entire teams by himself? Ruth was, as the saying goes, bigger than the sport, and he changed baseball from a game of hit and run to a game of hit and trot. That was something Ruth clearly took great pride in, and the part of his game he relished most. As the sport's ultimate entertainer, there isn't anything quite like rounding the bases after a prodigious blast. For a short time, as you touch each base, the spotlight is all your own. After slugging an unthinkable 60 homers in 1927, Ruth had a unique display created that commemorated his feat. The display features a photo of Ruth at the center, surrounded by 60 drawn baseballs. Inside each one, the victimized pitcher, date, and home run number are noted. For good measure, Ruth had his 2 World Series home runs added to the piece at the bottom, right underneath the photo. This accomplishment and display piece meant so much to Ruth that he had one proudly displayed at his residence. In fact, there is a relatively well-known photo of Ruth showing fellow Hall of Fame slugger Hank Greenberg this personal copy at his apartment in New York. Ruth occasionally gifted copies of this special display to close friends, which included former teammate and roommate Jimmy Reese. There are only a handful of known examples, but this Reese specimen, offered in our Winter Platinum event, is one of the few. Fresh to the market after being buried for decades, this striking display includes an inscription to Reese where Ruth writes that he hopes Jimmy will break his record someday. With 8 total homers to Reese's credit, Ruth's legendary humor is captured. In addition to the piece itself, a handwritten note from Reese to the consignor is included. To have a letter of provenance for a relic of this vintage is simply remarkable, but it's a fitting cherry on top for such a spectacular collectible. The bidding for our Winter Platinum auction is live, and it ends during a 2-day span on February 22nd and 23rd. Remember to get your qualifying bids in now so you can participate in the extended bidding period each night. Until next time, happy heritage hunting.